Hi Facebook world, Isabel Hunt here. For those who don't really know much about me, I am a life transformation coach, public speaker, author of the book The Power of Faith Driven Success, as well as an empath warrior and world visionary. So there you know it. But either way, I know there are a couple people that are probably going to jump on a little bit. I'm just going to go ahead because obviously you can watch the replay, so that's perfect about Facebook Live that it's still available. But I want to jump right in today. I want to talk with you about finding your life purpose, understanding your calling. Oh, I'm getting so many emails about this topic, so I thought, okay, I think I've talked about it before, but I will just jump in again and give you a little bit of my understanding and my view on finding your life purpose, because people, I think sometimes we're just doing it all a little bit too difficult. We really don't have to make life that difficult. Not everything needs to be fixed. Not everything needs to be understood. Not everything needs to be found out. Sometimes it's all about taking the pressure off of whatever you're trying to figure out and just let it come to you. And so here's something that I want to share with you. So when we talk about life purpose, and that may resonate with you or not, you probably heard it from other people, and you probably will say, oh my gosh, this guru said this, and it isn't in alignment with what you're going to tell me. It's like, fine. If that resonates with you, what the other person said, please go ahead and take that advice. But if you're still struggling and you feel like it's so much work to find your life purpose, then you want to listen to me. You want to listen to this Facebook Live. So through my whole training, and actually I have to give a lot of credit to my coaching training, which is called Accomplishment Coaching. I'm sure Christopher will love that. But Accomplishment Coaching has been incredible in me really understanding my life purpose. And so what we're talking about is more... when we talk about calling and life purpose, there's a difference. So it's about being and what we're going to do. So calling is something that, in my experience and in my opinion, is something that can evolve over time. For example, my calling right now is being mother and doing this work. Who knows what my calling will be in 5 years? Maybe I'm going to do something different. My life purpose, however, pretty much stays constant. And so I don't know if you guys can see it in the back though. On the window there's a big poster. And so what we did in our coaching training was we created a poster where we have an exercise where we go through what your 5 essence words are, really the core, the essence of who you are. It's a really awesome exercise, so if you're interested in going through that with me, holler at me, send me an email. I would love to do that. It's really cool practice, and it helps you with your marketing, it helps you with anything you're doing. But on the bottom of that, you see life purpose. And I always have this present with me. It's always there. So on the bottom it says celebration. People, celebration. It doesn't say life coach. It doesn't say speaker or anything else. It says celebration. And I know I'm a little bit behind with that with myself. Like, I'm not really good at celebrating stuff about me, but I'm really good at celebrating stuff with other people and about life in general. Celebrating what I can see, the beauty, you know? And so what I understand of life purpose, and again, I learned that through accomplishment coaching, is that the life purpose is literally the umbrella over everything you will ever do in your life. And you can take a look at it, and I'm going to walk you a little bit through this exercise. If you haven't really understood your life purpose yet, let's take the pressure off, because in my understanding is that as long as your life purpose depends on your outer circumstances and other people, you will always come short. It always, like, people change, circumstances change, and every time something changes in your life, you will go ahead and you're like, oh my gosh, I lost my life purpose again. And you don't want that. That's a constant struggle that you're going through. So let's understand your life purpose as the big umbrella of your life. So if a lot of people, when I ask them first, I'm like, what do you think is your life purpose? Oh, I want to help people. Well, that's pretty much the basic. That's pretty much what everyone says. I want to help people. Well, that's really honorable. That's awesome. But what if there is nobody to help anymore with what you offer? Is your life purpose gone? Is your life done? Are you done living? No, it continues. So you have to find something that is way, way bigger than the daily routine, something that is way bigger than the next event, the next thing, the next goal. It has to be bigger than that. You have to think much, much bigger. And let me tell you that if you cannot emotionally connect to your life purpose, you will never accomplish your goals either. It kind of goes hand in hand with each other. So I challenge you to kind of think about, what if you don't have to help anyone anymore? What if you live in the perfect world? Nobody has to depend on you. You're not dependent on anyone else. What would be your life purpose? And most of the time I hear people say, I don't know. I would be bored. I don't know what to do. It's like, that's exactly why. If someone sees their life purpose in a job, in a position that they have, in the work that they do, once that work is gone, they're stuck. And that's why so many people who lose their work, their job, fall into depression and kind of look for that next shiny object. A lot of them withdraw and fall into depression. That's actually true, you know? And so think about, what if you don't have to help anyone ever again? If nobody's dependent on you, you don't depend on anyone else, what would be your life purpose? And if you can't figure it out, just imagine, how would you feel in a world that is perfect? Now, here's a little bit of a biblical view. Now, some might haunt me for that, I don't know. But it's really making, I go for whatever makes my life a little easier. It's already hard enough, okay? So if you think about that far ahead, we're called to bring God's kingdom to this earth. God's kingdom is already present. We're supposed to, that is our end goal, the end goal of where we ever want to go in our life, okay? So we have to think that big. And so, let's say you go to heaven, and you sit there and you're like, well, Jesus, it looks all great, it looks like fun, I feel really good, but I'm really bored. Can I go back because, well, I don't feel like I have a purpose up here? Now, that's a little bit exaggeration, okay? But take it with a grain of salt. Just gives you a little bit something to think, okay? Just think of that. Is that really what you want? What you want to experience, and that bigger picture is what you also want to experience here. God said that this is what He wants for you: freedom, peace, love. So why are we not going for this as our purpose? And here's a really amazing thing about that. Once you identify it, and I'm telling you, some people say, okay, hey, my life purpose is really just being. So what does it mean to be? What does it look like in your daily life to just be? I am. Okay, being means I am. Or some of them it's compassion, for others it's love, for others it's freedom, for others it's peace. And when people find that out, it's really awesome, especially if you have your own business, to bring that into your marketing. For example, celebration. For me, celebration is also connected to seeing people. I celebrate you as the individual, and it has made a huge impact on my marketing as well as the people that I work with, that really can resonate with being celebrated, wanting to be seen. If someone has peace as their life purpose, then they can add that into their business, saying, hey, with the work that I do, I want to support you in feeling more at peace and more restful and less stressed about certain things. For example, I had someone with insurance company, and his life purpose was peace. And with that, he's like, oh my gosh, I suddenly feel like I can really articulate what I want for people, not just what I sell, but what I want for them by working with me. That is what your purpose, your life purpose, can really do. And it's the umbrella over everything that you will do in your life. Your calling depends on the stages that you're in. as I said, my calling currently is being mom, being wife, and doing the business that I do. But that can change over time. Who knows? My circumstances might always at some point change. At some point, my child is off to college, and I'm glad it takes a couple more years because I would like to keep him around for a little longer. But once he's done, like, my calling as mother is still there, but in a different setting, you know? But my life purpose is still there, and so even if I would go and pick up trash, well, how can I make that more personal to me? I'm celebrating the environment. I'm celebrating what we have been given, you know? And so I think this takes a lot of pressure. As long as your life purpose is still dependent on other people, you will always realize that drag. It's always heavy because you always look for how you feel towards other people. How do they make you feel? Like there's a dependency. But if you really want to feel free, take a look at your life purpose from a being standpoint and not from a doing standpoint. So those, thank you all for joining. I saw everyone who joined. That's awesome. If you just came in, you might want to go back later once it's up and watch because I'm pretty much at the end. But I'm hoping that it resonates with some of you because I feel like we need a little bit more fun in this world. We need to be just more free and more like, for goodness sake, let's just live, not just exist and try to figure things out. And let me tell you, once you have identified your life purpose in that way, everything else slowly but surely will fall into place. And it's not so heavy and it's not so dragging. And when we have more fun, we attract more of the fun things that we want in our life, the people that resonate with that vibration into our life, and life in general is much, much better. So I hope that helps some of you today who have been struggling, and hopefully it lifts a little bit of that weight, because I know finding your life purpose can be a little bit of a drag. But if that resonates with you, please leave a comment or send me a message like, hey, that was good. It really helped me to kind of take a different look, a different viewpoint. That would be really great. If you want to learn more of my work, you are always welcome to go to my website, isabelhunt.com. But you can also join our group, World Visionaries United, where we focus more on the individual consciousness to create more of a collective consciousness down the road. So I hope that helped. I hope you have a fantastic Wednesday. I almost want to say Tuesday, but we're already at Wednesday. We have a pretty nice year. It's really humid, so it's not so cool, not so nice, but the weather is in general really nice. We don't have a storm coming in, that's good. Enjoy the rest of your week. I'll be back next week for Wednesday Life. I'm not sure on the topic yet. We'll just see what comes up. If you have any suggestions or want me to speak on anything in particular, please let me know. And then I'll talk to you again next week. Have a great day, and bye.